before his death, Snape is overheard asking Voldemort to allow him to go and find Harry and bring him to the Dark Lord. Harry, in this moment, is experiencing this from Voldemort's perspective, and he can see that Snape's eyes are locked directly on Nagini, not looking at anything else around him, and just literally just eyes fixed on Nagini, who at this point in the books is in this protective little orb that Voldemort has created for her, because Voldemort knows Harry is coming after Horcruxes, so he has this protection bubble around Nagini, and Snape is just like staring at her. And it is later revealed that this is the exact sign that Dumbledore had told Snape to watch for before he can give this final piece of information to Harry, which Dumbledore had asked Snape to pass on after his death. Hello friends, welcome to my channel where we talk about facts, theories, and opinions related to the wizarding world of Harry Potter. If you're a Potterhead like me, I would consider subscribing, but if not, that's cool too. My name is Fatma, and today we are going to unpack what could have happened if Severus Snape had not been killed by Voldemort at the end of Deathly Hallows. Let's get into it. There will come a time when Lord Voldemort seems to fear for the life of his snake. If there comes a time when Lord Voldemort stops sending the snake forth to do his bidding, but keeps it safe besides him under magical protection, then I think it will be safe to tell Harry.
A part of Voldemort lives inside him.
So all this time, Snape had been waiting for the sign, and in that moment when he saw Nagini in the bubble, the one thing on his mind at that point was to go find Harry and give him the information that Dumbledore had told was so important to pass on. But he gets killed by Voldemort, and we never get that reveal of the face-to-face between Harry and Snape. And instead, Snape is unalive when Harry finds out the truth about him.
Snape was trying to save me.
Tragic and heartbreaking as it was, I do think in a way Snape got an easy out at this point. He did not have to face Harry and explain anything to him. All those years of malicious behavior, and he did not have to explain a thing about his own behavior. But what if Snape didn't die at this point when he asked Voldemort to let him go find Harry for him? How would that encounter have gone? What if Harry refused to listen to him? Let's unpack this. So, to move forward, we need to assume that Voldemort remained unconcerned about being the true master of the Elder Wand. He has always overestimated his own powers, so this is the easiest assumption to make. Everything happens exactly the same as it does in the books, but Voldemort then calls Snape to him and actually gives him the opportunity to bring Harry forward, because Voldemort does believe Snape to know all the ins and outs of Hogwarts and the movements going on, so it would make sense to ask Snape to get the boy for Voldemort. In the movies, this last conversation is happening in the boathouse, but in the books, this last conversation between Snape and Voldemort actually takes place in the Shrieking Shack before Voldemort leaves, leaving Snape apparently alone. But in reality, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are just feet away in the tunnel that connects Hogwarts to the Shrieking Shack. How poetic would it then be for Harry to reveal himself to Snape in this moment to take him on, and instead find the truth about his mother's best friend in the exact same place where he found the truth about his father's best friend. But I do think that the trio are very focused on finding and destroying Horcruxes at this point, and so they're not interested in facing Snape right now. Snape remains unaware of Harry's presence and leaves the Shrieking Shack while Harry, Ron, and Hermione make their way back to Hogwarts to figure out their next steps as Voldemort gives his final message to the people of Hogwarts.
Harry Potter, I now speak directly to you. Join me in the Forbidden Forest and confront your fate. You have 1 hour.
Harry walks into the Great Hall, sees all the people who have died in battle, Fred, Remus, Tonks, and is overcome with grief and guilt. He thinks of Dumbledore and decides to go to the headmaster's office in the hopes to speak to his dead headmaster's portrait to seek some final wisdom in these desperate moments. He gets to the stone gargoyle guarding the headmaster's office and shouts, Dumbledore! And to his surprise, the gargoyle jumps aside, giving him entrance to the headmaster's office. He rushes up, hoping to speak to the person he seeks, but he enters into an empty office with empty portraits. He looks at the portrait directly behind the headmaster's chair, hoping that by some miracle Dumbledore will walk into the frame and have a seat to discuss and strategize Harry's final moves with him. Should he walk into the woods alone, still try to kill Nagini, or try to kill Voldemort first, then deal with Nagini? Or should he gather up the people at Hogwarts and bring the fight to the Death Eaters? He's thinking about all of these things and then hears a voice behind him.
Don't kill me.
Says a deep voice Harry knew and hated and had heard just a few moments ago. In a flash, Harry whips out his wand and turns around to point it at Snape, who is just standing there in the corner of the room. But even as Harry thinks of disarming his ex-potions master, he notices that Snape has already put his wand down on the table in front of him and has his hands raised.
Incarcerate.
Harry shouts, for good measure anyway, and Snape falls to the floor with ropes binding him.
Come to fetch me for your master, Abby.
Harry asks, wand pointing now at Snape's chest. Before Snape can say anything further, Harry now kneels down on the floor next to Snape and puts his wand on Snape's throat.
Give me a reason. Give me a reason and I swear I'll do it.
Potter, I've come with a message only.
Snape breathed.
From Dumbledore.
You seriously think I'm going to fall for this? I will spare the Knight of the Astronomy Tower, as helpless as you are right now. And I was there moments ago when you begged your master to be able to come beg me for him.
Then answer me this.
Said Snape with gritted teeth.
Why would I lay down my wand if all I wanted was to get you for the Dark Lord? Even you can't be foolish enough to think you could take me in actual duel.
Harry would never admit to this, but he's been up against Snape in the past and knows him to be a very strong adversary. As Harry pauses, Snape takes advantage of this pause and continues to say,
I have a message for you from Dumbledore. Before he died, I was meant to give it to you when the Dark Lord starts keeping Nagini under some form of protection.
Snape is looking into Harry's eyes.
I assume you know the significance of Nagini being under protection.
Harry doesn't respond, but Snape doesn't seem to require a response.
What's the message then?
Harry asks, wand still on Snape's throat. There is silence. For the first time in Harry's life, Severus Snape is lost for words in his presence. Snape looks away, and for a second, Harry thinks Snape is crying, but then realizes the silvery thing dripping from Snape's eyes aren't tears.
I don't think you will believe me if I say it. Take these memories to the pensieve. They will answer your questions and clear your doubts. I trust you would be able to identify if any of these memories were false or tampered with.
Harry does not move.
Potter, look at me. I would not allow myself to be bounded to ropes by you if this weren't important. Look at the memories. You'll find out why Albus Dumbledore trusted me until the day he died and asked me to kill him. Yes, Potter, he asked me. And you will find out exactly why. We don't have a lot of time.
We know in the book version, when Snape dies, he leaves Harry 20 memories. But the question is, knowing that he is still alive and will have to face Harry, does Snape leave those same exact 20 memories for Harry to see or not? I believe it's going to be the same exact memories that we saw already, because at this point, Snape would have thought long and hard about which memories to show Harry for him to understand the full picture. The final message is a very serious one, so Snape needs Harry to trust it completely.
He must die. And Voldemort himself must do it. That is essential.
This time, when Harry returns to the headmaster's office after seeing all the memories and learning the truth about what he must do, the office is not going to be empty. Snape is still going to be there.
Now, Potter, I have done what I had promised Albus Dumbledore I would do.
Snape says in a calm, even tone.
But I made another promise to myself the day your mother died, that I would do everything in my power to protect the son she died for. So say the word, and we walk away from all of this.
What happens next? Does Harry take Snape's offer? Of course not. But how will things change in the final battle? And how will Harry manage to call his parents to him with Snape right next to him? Find out in part 2 next week. Thank you so much for watching this video until the very end. I will see you next time. Bye for now.